2025, another year, another step forward. Today's conversation is sponsored by the Billy Keels Advisory Program. If you want to learn more about how to make your 9-to-5 optional, just go to billykeels.com/advising. Once again, that's billykeels.com/advising. 2025, another year, another step forward. And I decided that I just have to say thank you. And there's so much that I want to share. I actually stopped the regularly scheduled program and asked the team to put this episode in just for you because it's 2025 and there's so much that has gone on, so much that has transpired through 2024. And first of all, I want to welcome you to 2025. I am super excited. There is so much that is happening. You could probably tell from the energy in my voice. I just can't wait to share what all the things that we're going to be doing in 2025 with you. But this is going to be a super brief episode because this is around just saying thank you and paying it forward because you continue to support the podcast, support me, support the mission that we're on, which is to help corporate employees, high paid corporate employees. I like to call it the mid 6 and 7 figure corporate employees who know that there's something more out there. You want to be able to strive, take the first step and continue to move on because the thing you're looking for is optionality in your life. And that's what this is all about. And that's why I want to say thank you so much for continuing to be here and welcoming you into 2025. Now, what I'm going to share with you are just a couple of what I think it's important because you're here and you're continuing to listen. The podcast continues to expand, which is awesome, and continue to be in the top 1.5% of podcasts globally, even though there are hundreds of thousands of podcasts that are added year after year after year. And I just want to say thank you for that. I want to share a couple of stats with you, and then I want to give you briefly an idea of some of the things that you can count on me and the podcast team for you. And those that you want to bring to the podcast in 2025. So first and foremost, let me just share a couple of things that I think are really, really interesting. Not only has the podcast been now at episode 487, right? Because we had to move the numbers around, and this is podcast 487 episodes over the last 4.5 years, every Tuesday, Thursday, continue to bring you 2 episodes a week. It's been Tuesday, Thursday, but that's what we've done. And we've been listened to in over 40 countries, which I think is absolutely phenomenal because it just continues to show that the mission that we're on, this is a global issue because, well, there's no such thing anymore as just corporate America. It's just corporate. Maybe I can bring that as one of my trademarks in 2025. Who knows? Just wanted to share that with you. Also, if we look at 2024, 104 episodes that we released. That is the understanding and bringing you new relevant content. So that's also something that you've seen from the past. We had some highlight episodes in the past, but now it's back to fresh new content twice a week that is relevant for you. And also too, done all of those episodes were solo episodes with the exception of episode 435. And if you've not heard it, make sure you take the opportunity to invest the time to listen to that what I'll call amazing podcast because of the role and the job that Jerome Myers did by just really getting me to share a lot of the things that I hadn't shared, a lot of the things that were going on in my life behind the scenes in 2023 that went into early 2024. And he did an amazing job and had so much positive feedback in one of the highest downloaded episodes of 2024. So check out that episode 435 if you have not already. So the other thing is, like I said, I really want to just say thank you to you for continuing to listen, continuing to watch. You have a choice. I am very cognizant of that. My team is very cognizant of that. And our goal is to continue to, as we turn the ship, because most of you know we started in one place and we are continuing to bring value, just doing it in a different way. And that's the focus of the podcast. And I want to say thank you to you for your support as we turn this ship, as you've continued to give us feedback, what you like, what works, what is going to add more value to you, because that's the thing that we're going to focus on. As you've already felt, we're back in the rhythm. There was a while we had the highlight episodes. Those highlight episodes, they may come back every once in a while, but the idea is you're going to get fresh new content that's relevant for you and your loved ones and people that you know that are struggling to make their corporate life the life that actually creates harmony between life and work. Ultimately, that's what we want to help you to do, especially if you're a high wage earner or you know someone who's a high wage earner who struggles, who gets it out of balance, who is maybe a bit like I was when I was in my corporate role, at least in the first early years, the last years, I started to find that harmony. I was even able to leave corporate in my late 40s, as you know, but here to continue to help you and even to be able to make the first step, because that's usually the most challenging one. And as part of that, one of the things that you can count on in 2025, well, we're here already, but very soon, you can start to count on recognizing some changes that are going to happen with the podcast. You may recognize even some of the entry music's going to start to change, or some of the ways that you can connect with us will begin to change. Once again, it's moving in the direction that you have asked us to move in to add more value to you. You'll understand starting the next couple episodes exactly what I mean by that. We'll also have some new tools, some new resources, and I promise to share a lot more. One of the things you've asked me to do is really just share, like, Billy, what are you doing? What's working? And sometimes I've been known, right? I'm a recovering perfectionist. I want to wait until everything's absolutely perfect before I start to share. You know what? I am committing to you that I will start to share even more, and given the North Star is exactly the same type of things we work with clients. Have your North Star adjust along the way. I'm going to be doing that. So I'm going to be doing a lot more of that. That's what you've asked me for. And also, I wanted to let you know there may be every once in a while, because one of the other things is you also like other people's perspectives, even though you say you want more of mine, and I'm going to share more of that. Every once in a while, we'll see how it goes. We may even have a guest or two back. So I know that was something that some of you have asked for. So let's just keep it at that. So look for that as well moving forward. Most importantly, what you can continue to know is that you can count on us to bring to you relevant content that is actionable, that it doesn't stay theory. You take the podcast, you take the content from the podcast, you share it with others, and you're able to actually take action on what you hear from the podcast episodes. So for instance, as you know, that there will be new ways for us to provide you tools, resources, insights. As the new episodes come out, you'll be able to take those resources, take those tools, and apply them to your life. If you ever have questions, you know exactly where to find me, because I am here to not only bring you these thoughts, bring you potentially, like I said, potentially a couple guests along the way, and ultimately help you to get to your goals faster, sooner, and do it with a lot less stress, at least a lot less stress than I did. So 2025 in full swing, in full action. I'm here. I'm pumped. And I know one of the things that I didn't share, well, I did share because we talked about over 40 countries. Like, one of the big things I want us to continue to do is expand even more around the globe, because once again, it's not a corporate America problem. It is a corporate problem that we want to address. And we're going to address that through the podcast. And my own little personal goal is to be able to get to over 80 countries by the time we are speaking this time next year in 2026. So I timestamped it. I'm here. I've said it. I put it on record, and want to make an even more global impact, because this is an issue that is affecting people around the globe. So with that, welcome 2025. Super excited. Make sure you take today's episode, share it. And if you know that there are others that need to be listening to the podcast, do yourself and do them a favor. Make sure that you share the podcast. Just forward the whole podcast over to them, right? Forward it over to them. Let them know that there's a certain episode that you want them to listen to. 435 is a really good one. If you want to help someone understand kind of what the podcast is all about, how we got here, which a lot of that is through the things that I have experienced and lived through. And that's why we continue to be here and share in the podcast, because you're continuing to listen. It's still ranked in the top 1.5% of podcasts globally, even with all the podcasts coming in. So with that, share the podcast. Really looking forward to hearing more of your impact, understanding what's going on in your world. And while you're doing that, while you're sharing, I'll be here preparing for the next episode. Thank you for letting me jump in and share, and welcome you to 2025. So until then, go out and make it a great day. And thank you very, very much.
Freedom!
Today's conversation was sponsored by the Billy Keels Advisory Program. If you're looking to make your 9-to-5 optional and need some help, just go to billykeels.com/advising. Once again, that's billykeels.com/advising.